All right, y'all. Well, let's try this. I don't know if it's gonna be better. We'll see if it's better. If it still sound choppy or something, then I don't know, y'all. We gonna have to see. Y'all make sure y'all smack that like button on the way in. My screenshot now.
Me and my three kids. Yes. After I had done purchased us a house, put 10,000, 13,000 down on a lease to own home. Yes, in Florida. And we're living and I thought we were working towards something, but he's like, I'm leaving y'all again. So, y'all, that's exactly what he did. He left us, me and my three kids, yet again to come back to Texas. Go back to Texas. And what do? The broken hearted, lost, insecure, vulnerable, sad, lonely, codependent woman that I was. I packed up my house and my kids and followed him to Texas.
Okay, y'all. Yeah, that's way better. All right, love bugs. So welcome to the video, y'all. Very late night, late night. I was just live and the audio was kind of messed up. I had my family in the background, everything. So I ended that. We restarted it. I didn't think the audio was messed up, but I actually turned it on another device and the audio was like choppy and sounded crazy. So that one is ended. We are here. We are now. I'm gonna push play, y'all. I think we have like 7 parts to get through. I don't know if we're gonna get through all of them tonight.
And that must have been the biggest mistake of my life. Literally. Literally. And I could cry right now thinking of it because it hurts my heart that I was so broken that I followed a man who left us. Literally left us, didn't try, and not even like try like he had to try for the relationship. Just try for his kids and I, or just, you know what I mean? Anyway, but I followed him like a dumbass. I left the house, packed up the kids, packed up the U-Haul, and we went to Texas. Okay. I got here. I'm in Texas now. That's what I'm saying. I got here. I got here. Ooh, girl, let me figure out the time. You know what? This is gonna be part one. I gotta break it down. I'm going too fast. I'm thinking I'm gonna explain this all in one video. Look out for part two when my dumbass gets to Texas. All right, y'all. Look. All right, so part two of who the did I have kids with? Listen, I want this to be known. I am in no way trying to bash anybody. Not at all. Telling my story for so long. You guys understand narcissistic abuse? Do you really understand narcissistic abuse like I do? Listen, gaslighting, all that stuff. Yeah, for the longest time I have been gaslight by the internet. Firstly by you okay, baby? Firstly by my ex, but now the internet for the past couple years since the situation has happened. I will not be gaslit. I'm allowed to speak about my experience. I'm allowed to speak about what I've been through, and I will do just that. So I just feel bad about talking about this, and it's only because people make me feel so horrible about talking about this. But that I'm gonna say what I need to say. So part two. All right, so I get to Dallas like the dummy I was, and girl, oh my god, I remember when I pulled up in the U-Haul with my kids after driving 3 days from Florida to Texas. Girl, and this is the timeline of this. It's probably September of 2020. Okay. Remember, we got the house in June of 2020. Girl, I was moved out by August into September. I was driving to Texas following his dumbass. All right. So I get to Texas. The first thing that happens is I pull up to my apartment because I got the apartment before I moved, of course, because that's the boss chick that I've always been. I always secured a place for me and my kids first, okay? And mind you, when he left, of course, we were still going back and forth over the phone. I was mad at him. Of course, I was freaking broken. I don't think people understand this, but you know what? I think women do understand this. They just try to act like they don't understand this. But I was broken, bro. I was broken. So it's like, of course, he was calling with the nonsense. I want to be with you one day. I don't want to be with you the next day. And he was doing this after he had already left us, girl. Okay. Still playing these games in my brain, messing me up. That's the whole reason I went to Texas in the first place, because I'm thinking that this man really still loved me.
I just noticed she got the stocking cap on like Risa Tisa did. Y'all remember Risa Tisa videos? She had the stocking cap on. Okay.
Girl, anyway, I pull up in
Girl,
Texas with my
anyway.
kids. Lo and behold, he finds where I'm at because I must have been on the phone with him or something while I was pulling into Texas. He worked in the area. He pulled up in his work truck, literally hopped out the truck, came to the U-Haul, said hello to the kids and I, gave me a kiss. It was so crazy. All right, so now I'm in Texas, y'all. Okay, it's September, October 2020. Okay, I'm in Texas.
Yes, we watched part one on my first live, and then we realized the audio is choppy, so we came back. And then we finished part one, and now we are on part two. I believe there's all the way until a part seven, I think.
And I'm trying to work on my family. I'm trying to get my man back. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. I'm trying to, maybe we could get therapy. Maybe we could do something. Okay, something to fix this relationship. Okay? Remember, this is September, October, babe. Okay, a lot goes down.
All that includes sleeping with Brandon. Brandon is a boyfriend that she met in Texas at the pizza place. Remember she said she drove to Texas to get Gerard. Gerard is her baby daddy slash husband, first baby daddy. Brandon is a man that she met in Texas after she drove to Texas to harass Gerard, her ex-husband slash baby daddy, first baby daddy. And then she had intercourse with Brandon and went crazy with Brandon, alcohol and drugs and all that. And then she allegedly called the police on Brandon a lot of times. Her ex-husband slash Gerard had the police records sent to the courthouse because he wanted to get his kids. So all those police records were public. All them calls to the law around her and Brandon. But then one time she sent Brandon to jail and then had intercourse with his friend. Sure did. Why she talking about she went there to harass her husband slash baby daddy, first baby daddy. She was having oochie coochie with Brandon and other men.
In these next couple months. So after I had first got to Texas, he was very resistant. He had told me he's living with his family members. He didn't really tell me much about his life going on at that time. I had my own place with the kids, of course. He was coming by to see the kids. Every time he came by, I was begging him to work on the relationship. Please, please, let's do something about this. He's like, no, we're good. We're done. I don't want this anymore. And I'm just like, well, what's going on? Are you seeing somebody? Like, just tell me. Just tell me if you're seeing somebody. Let me know. So I can figure myself out, figure out what I'm doing. Because I'm just here begging, crying, pleading with a man who is steady telling me no, girl. So, okay, fine. October rolls around. I'm really trying to find out. Was it wait, hold on. Yeah, we went through September and then we got into October. A lot went down in October, y'all. So he just kept telling me no, he didn't want it no more. He didn't want to be with me. So I'm like, okay, fine. I was like, fine. If this man doesn't want me, I have no choice but to move on. I have to. I have to. I can't keep begging him. I have to move on. So that's exactly what I did. And I met this dude. They say don't get over somebody by getting under somebody. I understand, but I was a broken. So I met this man. Remember, all of this is being documented on my YouTube channel because I'm a YouTuber. Girl, I met this man. He was cool. We had fun. But my ex.
Which man is this? Is this Brandon or is this Zola or is this Maurice or is this the boy She went on the date with in Florida. I don't know. Or is this the man that was at the nasty hotel? Or is this the Caucasian man she met on Plenty of Fish? I don't know who this. Or is this Zolo? Did I say Zolo? I think I left Zolo out with all them names. I don't know what man she's talking about, but child, did y'all smack the likety like button because Pepper on here going fucking crazy and trying to go viral talking about Gerard again. Part one, we are 5 minutes through part two. She hasn't talked about Nisha yet, y'all. How long before she talk about those people, as she like to call them?
Ex catches wind of me meeting a man, and guess what? Like clockwork, girl, he's banging on the door. Yeah, he wanted to get back with me. He wanted to be up in my business. It's not even like he wanted to get back with me. He just wanted me. Okay. He didn't want nobody else to have me. So, girl, I'm telling you, he's throwing rocks at my window. I lived on the second floor. He's coming to my house all hours of the night. He's trying to see what I'm doing, who's here, who's there. Girl, I'm telling you, the tables had turned. He didn't want to be with me. But all of a sudden, he wanted me since I was like, okay, fine, you don't want to be with me. So, girl, one night we slept together because I'm telling you, we were on and off. We were sleeping together. We couldn't leave each other alone, okay? So we're sleeping together. He falls asleep. Girl, I get the phone. I got the phone, bitch. But I couldn't get in the phone.
Oh, y'all, what's crazy is she not lying because I remember this night, yo. When I tell you the bitch went live at 4 o'clock in the morning crying and acting crazy and drunk and everything, he went to sleep drunk and she was drunk and got in his phone and didn't fall asleep. Ain't that like females, right? Get drunk but don't go fall asleep. She had a plan. She went in that phone, y'all. She ran out to the car, was on live with us, drunk, talking crazy about what she found in that phone. She was crying and everything. Mm-mm-mm. Child, this is gonna get good, y'all.
It was locked. Girl,
I
I got that
remember.
phone. I went to my bathroom real quick. He was knocked out. I was like, damn, what is the password? Because he had like the little thing where you like look at the phone and it opens, but he was asleep. Girl, don't work if you sleep. So I went in my bathroom and I was trying to figure out the code. Guess what the code was? Guess what the code was? My birthday. hmm So I got in that bitch. I got in. Girl, I ran for the hills. Okay. I didn't care. He was asleep. The kids were asleep. Girl, I ran. I didn't have no shoes on. I didn't grab my purse. I got my keys and I had his phone. I don't even know if I had my own phone.
She know for a fact she had her own phone because she went live with us on YouTube or Instagram, y'all. Which one was it? It was like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. She went live. She was still drunk and she was crying about everything she found in his phone. Mm-mm-mm.
Girl, I don't know, but I ran to my car because I already know if he wakes up and sees me with this phone, honey, he gonna break this door down. So I ran. I got in my car and I drove to IHOP. Okay, outside of IHOP in the parking lot, girl, and I went through the whole phone. And I found out that yet again, my husband was with somebody else. Of course. He was sleeping around, being with somebody. I don't know if I guess he was caught himself being in a relationship. I don't know, but he was sleeping at my house every other night, banging on my door. I don't know how he was in a relationship, but girl, he was. Okay, fine. Girl, I was heartbroken. Okay, I was once again heartbroken. And I stayed at that IHOP all night. I don't think I had my other phone because he couldn't reach me. He couldn't even call his
She
phone.
had it because she was on live with us. But y'all see what she's doing? She's setting up the storyline. So if any of us put out receipts that when Gerard and Nisha got together, she made sure she said that Gerard was in a relationship. Y'all heard that, right? She said, I don't know how he was able to be in a relationship, but he was and sleeping at my house. She's setting the whole thing up. Okay, Peppa, this what you've been doing up at freaking 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning every morning. This what she was doing. And we was trying to figure out what she was doing.
His own phone to reach me. So I must have not had it. Anyway, I go back to my apartment. He's awake.
Mm-hmm.
I went upstairs. I was not even talking to him. I wasn't saying nothing to him. He was like, you know, he already knew what I found, girl. He was like,
Of
fuck
course.
that. That shit doesn't mean nothing to me. Let's work on us. type shit. Stay tuned for part 3. All right, so part 2 of all right, did I have kids with? Part 3. And I
Part
just
three.
realized, I swear, before I did this series, I thought about this series, and I did not picture myself looking like that. Excuse me, this is just real life, and I just don't care. But anyway, back to where I was. All right, so I get back.
So what's the coincidence that Risa Tisa was on here with a stocking cap slash wig cap and Peppa on here with a wig cap also? And she used the same title line, everything. Instead of who the fuck did I marry is who the fuck did I have kids with. Okay, I'm push play on.
Back from finding out everything that he's seeing somebody else. And I'm just still like, you guys, I'm so numb to this ish. Okay. Like, I'm really trying to keep my composure. I'm trying to keep myself together. Understand, I was taking care of my children. I never got time to really process what was going on, what was happening, what Olivia was really going through. You know what I mean? I couldn't. And that's most of us moms, right? We don't ever get to really process nothing. We just go, go, go. Mind you, he was off doing God knows what with God knows who for months at a time.
I promise y'all might think we tripping, but those of us that were following Olivia before they even moved back to Florida, when she was doing the food stamp videos, and then they moved back to Florida, and then they broke up, and then Gerard came back, and then they got married. And then they broke up, and then now Gerard then took custody of the kids and everything. That's how it happened, y'all. He was drunk, she was drunk, but he fell asleep and she stayed woke and got his phone and ran. She ran for the hills and went live. I don't remember if it was Facebook, YouTube or Instagram, but she went live with all of us and was crying, talking about everything she found in that phone. And she was so drunk. She was so drunk.
For periods of
Drunk
time,
and
throughout
hurt.
our relationship. Because we always had an on and off relationship, broke up, got back together, and I always had the kids. Anyway, so I get back to my apartment. He's like, F all that, we can work on it. Let's work on it. And I'm just sitting there looking at him like, bro. Like, for the life of me, I didn't understand why this man couldn't be faithful. Like, obviously, I loved him. And I understand. I had my infidelities as well. But like I said, like, you push a person so much, they're going to break. And that's really how I think of my infidelity. My infidelities, like, I broke, y'all. And I really thought sleeping with somebody else would make me feel better about everything. But anyway, come back to the point, Olivia. We're in my room, we're talking about this. He was like, she means nothing to me, we could work this out, that's nothing, blah blah. And I'm just like, like, nah, just do your thing, I'm gonna just do my thing, just go. He left. Okay, fine. Oh, what happened, mama? Hold on. Like I said, I'm dealing with somebody new, and now I found out that he's dealing with somebody new. So let's fast forward to late October, my daughter's birthday. We're still good. We're on talking terms. Like I said, he wants to move on. He wants to be with somebody else. I'm like, cool. I'm going to do it too. So we're both, seeing other people, our rebounds, not healed, not handling ourselves. We're just dating other people, but still dealing with each other. So my daughter's birthday rolls around, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to take her to Chuck E. Cheese. And I was like, do you want to come? Of course, he's the father. He's their father. I'm never going to exclude him from anything. So he's like, yeah, he wanted to come. His sister came. The kids played. The kids had fun. The whole time at the party or at her birthday, he was all over me. So remember, I know he has a girlfriend at this point, and I have a boyfriend. So what are we doing here, sir? He's telling me at this point, let's do something tonight. Let's blah 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 blah. And I'm just like, no, like, I'm not doing nothing with you. You have a girlfriend. Handle that situation. Handle that. Like, figure that shit out. Like, I have a situation. You have a situation. Anyway, For some reason, we just decided that he was going to go to the lady's house that he was dealing with and get all his shit out her house, and he was going to take me with him. Because I guess, he wanted to work on it, and he was going to finally fucking. Oh, sorry. He was going to finally be honest with what he's been doing these past couple months. And he sure did. He took me.
Now, I don't know how this situation happened, but this did happen. Um, she drove him to the girlfriend's house and he went in there and got all his stuff while the girlfriend was at work. She came home from work, all his stuff was gone. He was back with Peppa. This really did happen. I don't know what happened before or what happened after, but he talked about this, she talked about this. They both confirmed this incident happened.
Just like, no, like, I'm not doing nothing with you. You have a girlfriend. Handle that situation. Handle that. Like, figure that shit out. Like, I have a situation, you have a situation. Anyway, for some reason, we just decided that he was gonna go to the lady's house that he was dealing with and get all his shit out her house, and he was gonna take me with him. Because I guess, he wanted to work on it, and he was gonna finally fucking. Oh, sorry. He was gonna finally be honest with what he's been doing these past couple months. And he sure did. He took me to that lady's house. He went up in that apartment and he got all his shit. And that night we went to a hotel room and we did what we always do. Girl, what we did best, okay? And I guess we were working on us, but it was uncomfortable. Like, we needed therapy. We needed something. I don't know, but it was weird. It was weird. He stayed with me for a couple days. We were trying. He was obviously, people were in his ear, and I was still feeling like, I don't know. Anyway, we just ended up, I was just like, you know what? Just go. Just go. It was a couple days in. We were trying, and when I say we, I feel like me. I was trying, but I was just like, you know what I couldn't get over, y'all? You know what I just couldn't get over? The fact that this man had yet again been with another girl, another female, and it was so nasty to me. And at this point, he was like in a relationship, like he was telling this lady he loved her and all this shit that I found on his phone, remember? And I was just like, ew, I feel like I am having her leftovers type ish. You feel me? Like, I just feel so nasty about this at this point. And that's what I kept telling him while he was cheating on me. I was just like, bro, you for everybody. Like, you're making, you lessen your value when you cheat. And it's like, at this point, I was just looking at him like a dollar bill at this point. So yes, I loved him. I guess that's what you call love. I don't know. It's codependent, weird shit. But anyway, I was just like, just go. This is not gonna work. We're trying, we're trying, we're trying. It's not working. So he left, y'all. He tried one more time. He was like, let's go out, let's go to my dad's, let's do this, let's do that. And I was just like, just go. And he did. And, I went back talking to the little man, my man that I had. And lo and behold, girl, he went right back to her. And she took him back. But girl, it doesn't end there. It does not end there. It does not end there. Okay, so that was the end of October. Now we're rolling into November. And this is all 2020 still. November rolls around. Remember, he's doing him, I'm doing me yet again. But we're still sleeping together. We're still dealing with each other. I'm being toxic in my own way. I'm calling him early in the morning after I drop the kids off at school. You want to, he's like, yep. He drive trucks. He was there in a jiffy. It was very toxic. It was very, very toxic. Ew. All right, y'all. Stay tuned for parts. What are we at? Stay tuned for part 4. I'll be back. It's about to get juicy, y'all. It's about to. All right. Who the fuck did I have kids with? Part 4. Okay, so we're rolling into November. Stay with me. He's doing him. I'm doing me. We're doing each other. You know what breaks my heart every time I think about this story? It's like, never once did we put our kids first. Never once did we worry about our kids and how they were dealing with what we were dealing with. And that breaks my heart. I take full responsibility of me not caring about their feelings enough in that moment, caring more about his and my feelings. Y'all, don't ever do that. Pay attention to your kids' feelings at all time. Their feelings are way more important than our feelings, of course. All right, let's get in it. All right, so November rolls around. There was this one particular time where he was coming in. Look, he was very, you're mine and nobody else's type shit. Okay, so one day I'm doing fine. I'm finally getting my shit. I'm like I'm getting used to the fact that we're probably not going to be together. But he's not making it any easier with all the games and him trying to come back and him trying to get in here, stay in here. So, mind you, I was always letting him take his kids any weekend, all weekends, whenever you could get them, come and get them. They're your kids. Never been that mommy that's like, no, if you don't want me, then you can't have the kids. No, I don't play that shit. Mm. So, he was bringing the kids home. Mind you, he went back to that lady he was sleeping with and he was all that extra ish with. And mind you, this is the same lady that he was cheating on me with before we got married. During our break in 2019, he was cheating on me with that chick when I was in Florida and he was in Texas. So when he wasn't answering my phone calls, he just kept going back to this lady. Okay, kudos to her. Anyway, he's with her and I'm doing my own thing. And I'm cool. Like it's cool. That's who you're with. Obviously you're living with her. That's fine. I had my own place, but he was living with her. That's fine. And he was taking my kids over there. Again, that's fine. Number one mistake. Don't ever let your kid's father take your kids around a woman you've never met. And vice versa. That game is not cute. Don't play it. Especially when y'all are toxic and y'all are still dealing with each other. It's mm-mm. And don't have people around your kids that soon. Like it was way too soon for both of us. We both should have never had anybody around our kids. Our kids couldn't even process their mommy and daddy not being together anymore. And we had our kids around other people. I feel so bad for doing that. Anyway, okay, let's jump back in. There was this one particular time where he came and dropped off the kids. It was Sunday. He was dropping them off to my house. And I was cool. I was copacetic. I was chilling. I was vibing. I was doing my thing. He comes in the house to drop the kids off. He's all over me. Talk about he loves me, this, he, that. And mind you, I had a little boyfriend at the time. My boyfriend's about to come over. And I'm just like, bro, like, you gotta go. Like, I understand what you're saying, but like, I understand that this is not gonna change. This is an ongoing cycle for us. Just go. He was like, no. My man was calling me. I was like, oh my God. And he was trying to come over and he was on his way. And I was like, oh my God, you gotta go. Mind you, because these two have already met. Okay. And it was a bad interaction that time because that was like back when I first started dealing with this new dude. And I didn't know what my ex was doing. And he pulled up on me and my new dude. Mind you, this is after he told me he didn't want me no more. So I moved on. And even this interaction was bad. He was trying to fight my new dude and it was a mess, girl. So this was going to be the second interaction, okay, of them meeting face to face again. So my little boyfriend comes over, y'all, and he knocks on the door. Of course, he's like, what's going on in here? Because he already thinks something's going on or could be going on. So he's like, what's going on? Let me see. And he comes to the door, and my ex, I guess we can call him my ex-husband because I did end up marrying him. My ex-husband pulls a gun on my new boyfriend. My new boyfriend did not come in storming in, trying to fight. Never. He was never hostile towards my ex-husband. He was like, what's going on here? What's going on here? I thought you didn't want her anymore. Like, what's really going on here? Everyone's calling me, you guys. I got to put my phone on do not disturb or something. Anyway, he pulls out a full gun, points it right at him. Oh, can I say that word? Pew pew. Girl, he's like this. And I'm just like, what are you doing? You can mind you, my kids are in the house still, right? And I'm just like, what are you doing? He's like, get out, mother. Like, he's really about to pew pew this man, okay? Anyway, my boyfriend just leaves. Okay. I'm just like, go, please just go. He goes, and I'm just like, what the hell are you doing? I guess my ex-husband expected me to like be on his side. But I was like, bro, you did not want me. You are playing all these games. What are you doing? He's like, no, F this. I'm about to go. I'm about to go. He called the police on himself, to cover his tracks, I guess. I don't know. He called the police on himself to my apartment, and he told the police that he was threatened and that's what he did. And I didn't want to speak to the police. I was like, boy, just go. Anyway, he finally left, y'all. Anyway, mind you, this is in November, okay? A lot went on in November. I'm trying to think. A lot went on in November. It was just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, okay? Here comes December. And I don't know. We were still sleeping around, girl. It was so toxic. We were still sleeping around, girl. And like I said, we were toxic. I was just toxic, okay? Because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just couldn't let the man go. Mm, just a fool. I forgot exactly what date. It was like we messed around a couple times in December, okay? And he came over that last time in December and we did our thing, honey. And then that was it. He went on his way or whatever. And yeah. Okay, so a week later, he gets the kids. He takes the kids over to his little girlfriend's house. She's babysitting. And lo and behold, he comes knocking at my door. It's the weekend at like 2 a.m. He comes knocking on my door, and me and my boyfriend are inside the house, and I'm just like, what does he want? I didn't want to open the door. I was like, what do you want? I'm not doing this again with you. He's like, who's in there? Just open the door. I'm trying to give you something. Blah, blah. He always played those games. I'm like, no, I don't. We'll talk later. I don't want to do this right now with you. Like, it already had happened enough times, like where he pulled a gun on this man, like he wanted to fight this man. Like, I'm not trying to have that drama, them problems. And mind you, sir, you got my kids at your girlfriend's house and you're knocking on my door. What is going on here? So I'm like, nah, just go, just go, just go. Okay. What does he start doing? He starts throwing rocks at my freaking balcony door. Okay. My balcony window. And who goes out there? My boyfriend. And I'm like, bro, just don't. Anyway, he goes out there and he's like, what's going on, bro? What's going on? And what does my ex-husband do? Like a female, he spills all the beans. I guess he found himself trying to break us up or whatever. He tells him that I'm sleeping with him. We just slept together a week ago. Everything he's been doing with me. And then he just turns around and walks away like nothing. Stay tuned for part 5. Stop. Stop. Stop it. She's trying to get my hair, y'all. So as you can see, I changed to look more presentable for part 5 of who the did I.
She's literally copying Risa Tisa. Y'all, if y'all, my family's in the background. She's copying Risa Tisa, y'all, to the fullest. The color of the damn dress, the wig, everything.
Did I have kids with? And before we get into this, let me just say, I really didn't want to keep going, but I already started this, so let's just finish it. Let me tell y'all something before we get into this. I am trying so hard to be strong. I'm trying so hard not to give up. I'm trying so hard to deal with this nonsensical bullshit that has interfered in my life. Like, this is so nonsense to me, all of this ish. But let's keep going. Yes, mama. Yes, mama. All right, so he spilled the beans, right? Yeah, he did. He walks away feeling so conquered, like he just conquered, my ish yet again. So my boyfriend at the time, he comes in, he's really upset. He's crying. Anyway, that was a whole thing. But we got back together, him and I, me and the boyfriend, and I was honest with him, and it was wrong. You shouldn't ever bring anybody into your toxic mess, like I did with that guy. But it is what it is, and it's over. But baby, get up, mama. I'll get it for you. But all right, so that was December. So after that had happened, since he had told my boyfriend I was gonna tell his girlfriend. So that's exactly what I did. I called her. Remember, I got her phone number off of his phone when I went through his phone. So I still had her phone number. So I called her one night. I think it was the same weekend that all this happened. I called her and I was like, your man was at my house last night. Blah, 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 blah. I just spilled all the beans and he's still sleeping with me and blah, 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 blah. Girl, I let it all on the line. I said, yeah, that's what's going on. Since he wants to tell my business and try to cook what I had going on, I was like, I'm going to do it to you. Anyway, it was very immature, but it happens. And, after that, he dropped off the kids. I think the kids were with him this weekend. I don't know, but he dropped the kids off to me, y'all, and I didn't see him. He went ghost. Okay, straight ghost. He didn't. He barely answered my phone calls. He didn't come see the kids. Remember, he was getting the kids like every weekend. He didn't come see the kids. He wasn't worried about the kids. And like after 2 weeks, I was like, bro, like he's not giving me child support. He's not giving me shit. Like maybe a couple $100 here, 1 week $100, another week another 100. Like he's not cashing out, giving me money, paying a bill. He's not doing much of anything, and I don't have him on child support. So at least you could do is just take them and go spend money on them, go have fun with them. But he stopped even doing that. So I'm like, bro, like, first of all, I need help. You know what I mean? Like, you were taking them every weekend or every other weekend. Like, what's going on? And he just wasn't talking to me. He just switched up on me. He wasn't talking to me. And he wasn't coming to get the kids. So after now we're in January. It's like January 10th. And all this went down, let's say December 18th. Okay, calm down, mama. All of this went down like December 18th, and now it's January 10th, and I haven't heard or seen him. So I'm just like, okay, bro, like, what's going on? Like, we really need to get it together. Like, we need to get our shit together. We need to just co-parent. Anyway, he wasn't trying to hear none of that. And he wasn't coming around. So I was like, okay, fine. I got it in my brain where I'm like, you know what? I need to go back to Florida. I'm not getting help here. I came out here for a dumbass reason. I came out here. What, mama? I came out here to fix my family. That's not happening. And don't forget that. Don't forget that he left us. Okay? I didn't pick up and leave him and was like, you can never see your kids again. No. But I was no longer getting help from him, and I needed to be somewhere where I could get help, and that was back in Florida. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to move back to Florida. He came over one day, finally. And I told him, I laid it all on the line. I was crying and everything. I said, look, I'm going to go back to Florida. I need to get my mind right. My mom is in Florida, my sister, I'm going to go. And he knew, I told him. He was like, no, you're not. You're not going to go back to Florida. Just stay here. I was like, no, I don't want to stay here. I had no business coming out here in the first place. I should have stayed my ass in Florida. That was the smart thing to do. So anyway, y'all, next thing I know, he goes ghost again. Okay. He goes and he just switches up. Yeah, we had our problems, we had our issues, but we could still communicate. Like, we still had a handle on things as far as like we were still handling our shit. I feel like the moment I called the girlfriend got involved. She became his talking piece. She became everything because she probably gave him an ultimatum. It's either this or nothing. Like, you know what I mean? And a man like him is going to take that because, yeah. So, okay. So he just switched up on me. He wouldn't talk to me. He acted like I was a stranger to him. It was really weird. And I was just like, okay, whatever. But I was like, I'm still going to go back to Florida. That's what I had in my mind. It was just the better decision for my kids and I. It was more stability. I had to get my shit together. I had to get my mind right. I had to get myself together. So everyone keeps telling me, Liv, go back to Florida. Everyone's helping me get there. And I announce it on social media like the dummy that I am. And next thing you know, girl, I have a private investigator knocking on my door. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? And of course I'm not answering because who the fuck is that? You feel me? Like, no. Mind you, I'm still taking care of my kids all by myself. I'm still doing everything all by myself with my chest 10 toes down like I always did. Right? Anyway, the investigators come in, knocking on the door. Wait, Mama, wait. Knocking on the door. Wait! 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 And girl, I'm not answering. Okay, every door, every knock is going unanswered. Okay. Finally, this man starts sitting in front of my house, girl. I'm like, I don't want nothing that you're selling. I don't want to know parts of that. Period. So I'm getting my stuff together. I'm getting my little U-Haul, packing it up, doing this, doing that. And he's just watching me and trying to look for me, trying to find me, trying to locate me. And I guess he was trying to locate me to serve me papers that my ex. Oh, in the midst of all this, around November, we had a child support hearing. Yes. And I didn't want no parts of that. I didn't want no parts of that because I didn't want my kids in the system. I did not want my kids in the system. And we had a child support hearing because I was getting medical from the state, I believe. And, you know, you got to put who your baby daddy is on the papers. And they found him and, you know, they want to tax somebody off them papers. And I was just, we had our hearing. And this is another stupid thing I did.
I really love how she's including all the hot moments that Gerard has already talked about. She's including almost everything that we would be like, boom, no, we got receipts for. Boom, no, we got receipts. So she's talking about it. This is very interesting, very calculated, and very narcissistic of Olivia. Very cancer of her.
I was thinking, I don't want to deal with child support. I don't want to put him on papers. I don't want to do that to him. It's not that serious. Like, just help me, bro. Just pick up your kids, take them shopping from time to time, spend time with them. You really don't have to give me shit because I got everything on my own. If you want to, it's just not necessary. If he was just going to do his part, paid for clothes from time to time, did this for them, took them here, took them there. I didn't need help with my bills. I didn't need help with none of that. And I didn't want to go through that system with him and put my kids in that system. So I was like, no, thank you. And I understand that's not ideal. And a lot of women get theirs. You feel me? Because fuck him, I'm going to get mine type mentality. And that's cool. But I'm just not that type of person. That's not my get down. And honestly, I don't want no parts of the law in my fucking business. I'm from California. I'm from Los Angeles. We don't get down like that. Maybe some bitches do, but where I'm from, we don't. So that's just that on that. But that was a big fucking downfall on my part. I should have put his ass on child support, but I was still thinking, you know what? I'm not going to do him like that. I'm not going to go out of my way to make his life more miserable because I don't have to do that. We don't want to be together, cool, but I ain't got to do all that. You feel me? So I didn't, but he did. Girl, yeah. We had a little child support hearing. Oh, stay tuned for part 6. I'll be back. All right. Who the did I have kids with? Part 4. Okay, so we're rolling into November. Stop. All right, so part 6 of who did I have kids with? Girl. Okay, so we had a little child support hearing in the midst of all the bullshit going on. And
My bad, y'all. If you can tell, they're kind of not going in order. So I'm having to update them. This is part 6, and there's nowhere else to go. So part 6 is that last part, y'all. It's 9 minutes and 56 seconds. Y'all make sure y'all smack that like button.
in November and December. And at that hearing, we had a virtual hearing. At that hearing, I told the lady that I didn't want child support from him. They offered me like $700 and something. I was like, no, thank you. I don't want that. In the heat of the moment, since everybody wants to remember that I said he needs to give me, look at, I was a YouTuber. I am a YouTuber. My baby's grabbing my hair. I am a YouTuber. And A lot of this played out in social media. Okay. When I was hurt at my lowest, at my most vulnerable, at my most effed up, okay, moments of this situation. So I said a lot of stupid things. Okay. Like, I don't want that shit. You're going to give me $1,000. I was hurt and I was stupid and I was talking shit. Okay. If I was really hard up for the money, bitch, I would have took anything. Okay. Cause some of you be
Y'all see, she's trying to cover her receipts again. She want to cover the fact that she denied the amount of child support Gerard tried to give her.
okay. So don't play with me. I didn't want his money because I didn't need his money. Period. So anyway, when that happens, I said no, thank you. He then, in turn, he got the bright idea from whoever to take me to court to take my children away from me. Did I know this at the time? No, I had no idea because I never thought he would be capable of doing something like this to me. For what reason? There's nothing, I haven't, what's the reason? Like, there's no reason to do this to me. Girl, so I'm guessing that's why the private investigator was outside my door. He was trying to serve me them papers. And people kept telling me, don't get served papers in Texas if you're trying to go back to Florida, because once you're served papers, you might not be able to leave Texas. And I was like, girl, I want to leave. Like, not for nothing, just because I need to get my.
Ding, ding, ding. And that's why I told y'all the divorce and the custody hearing took forever because when she left Texas, Texas and Florida fought back and forth to figure out who was the jurisdictional deciding state. It was back and forth, back and forth. Texas finally won, and they told Olivia to bring the kids back to Texas and get a house in Texas, or apartment, or whatever. She didn't do that, so then she had to get the kids to Gerard. Period. And she just told us that. Damn, y'all. Okay, Blah.
My mind right. Like, I needed to get myself together for my babies. And Texas, there was too much bullshit going on. You guys, I felt not only harassed by other people, I felt harassed by my own kid's father. Like, him knocking on the door at 2, 3 in the morning. Like, I got no rest. Nobody, everybody kept bothering me. It feels like. But I got my happy ass on that highway though. I sure did. I went smooth criminal. No, but smooth right out the way of the what is this private investigator? Like, excuse me, get out of my way. And I left. I left Texas. Um okay, fast forward. Hold on. I left Texas the end of January 2021. So fast forward to the beginning of February 2021. I'm in Florida and I get served with papers at my sister's house. You know what? If this does go viral, I'll show you guys everything. I'll show you the first papers I ever been served. I will show you how he lied on documents, on affidavits, the things he said about me. He lied. He lied. Everything he said about me was a lie. A lie, a straight up lie. And I never thought he would do me like that. Like, could you imagine? Like, okay, fighting, arguing, being toxic. I get it. We were toxic. But this was fucking downright evil. And I just never thought he would do this to me. And not only me, but the kids. Why would you take the kids away from the mother? I'm not cracked out. I'm not living in a box. I'm not in a shelter. I have my shit together. Well, financially, I have my shit together. I was taking care of myself and the kids. I'm not a drug addict. Like, he was the only reason why I was losing my shit. You understand? So I'm like, why wouldn't you just let me? I kept thinking to myself, why won't he just let me get by myself and just get away so I could just heal and just get my shit together? But no, he had no intentions of doing that. He served me with papers, and these papers said horrendous things. Like, I abused my children, I assaulted my children, I do drugs, I this, like that. It was crazy. It was the most horrific thing I've ever seen in my life. And then the court process started. We had Zoom court. I believe the first day was in March.
Did she basically try to say he was the reason she was doing drugs and locking herself in the closet, smoking cigarettes, and forcing Robin to feed the kids bags of chips and granola bars? Child bye.
And I showed up pro sale, which means by myself. I did not have a lawyer because I didn't feel like I needed to pay for one. Another mistake that I made, thinking that the court system is just. It's unjust. It's not a fair system. It's not a correct system. It's a corrupt system where whoever gets to the courtroom first and whoever pays the most money, they will get the kids. It's not about the kids. It's not about, trying to help the mother and the kids. It's not about trying to help the family in itself. It's just about money. That's all they care about. And me, yes, I made a mistake. I never been arrested. I never even went to court. No, I never even went to court before this situation. So I was like, why would I need a lawyer? I haven't done nothing. I'm literally just taking care of my kids, doing my thing. Girl, well, that was a huge mistake, you guys. And I say this, and people are like, duh, Liv. But honestly, I didn't really know this. I was like, why would I need a lawyer? I have done nothing wrong, like literally. But you need a lawyer to fight for you in a corrupt system because we don't know how to do that. But I was just coming with the truth, and I thought the truth would be enough. But the truth is not enough when you're up against liars and lawyers. So, like I said, if this does go viral and you guys want to see real paperwork, I'll show you guys real paperwork. I'll show you guys the first motion. I'll show you guys the first paperwork I was served. I'll show you guys everything. Everything. I don't care. This is a free country. I can show my business. But we went through numerous of court hearings from March to June, okay, of 2021. And I remains the temporary primary caregiver of the children, okay, during this time. I showed up to every court hearing on time by myself, but I fought for my children by myself. Every question the judge asked, I answered. I asked my own questions. I cross examined him. Like, I did my big one. When I finally did get a lawyer, my lawyer was like, "Girl, you pretty much you did your big one, girl."
She cross-examined him and did her big one, y'all. Child.
I read the transcripts. Like, you did very good for yourself in court. I was like, I know. Like, nothing came up. So June. Okay, from March to June. Hi, baby. From March to June, we're going back and forth. Zoom court. I'm in Florida. He's in Texas. We're doing Zoom because at this, remember COVID. Remember, there was a big storm in Texas. It was a whole bunch of stuff going on. Still doing everything by myself. Still haven't gotten a dime of child support. It's now June of 2021, and he's coming to get the kids. Remember, I don't have a lawyer, so I don't even. Girl, I knew there was a temporary court order. Girl, I didn't read it because first of all, I was taking care of 3 kids. Honestly, you guys, look at this is another my bad. I never really took the situation. Serious, and that's my fault. But I just kept thinking in my mind, like I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm literally taking care of my kids every day. And like I said, I had never been through this. So I'm like, what is the worst that could happen? Like, they're not gonna take my kids away for what? What have I done, girl? Anyway, June comes around and he my ex tells me that he wants to come see the kids. He said he wants to come to Florida to see the kids when the kids get out of school. Can he, he's on his way. He's coming to see the kids. And I'm like, okay, you want to see them? I said, okay, well, what are you guys going to do? You know what I mean? He said that they're just going to hang out. He's going to hang out with them for a couple days, maybe a week in Florida, in a hotel. I don't know, whatever, a couple days. And that's what's going to happen. I said, okay, cool. That's fine. So he gets here, he gets to Florida, and like the nice baby mama that I am, even though he's taking me to court, even though he's really trying to take my kids away from me, I show up a day early than when he's supposed to come get them for summer. He showed up the 13th. And I can show you guys that proof too. He showed up the 13th and it was the 14th, and he ended up taking my kids without anything. I'll see you guys on part 7. Wow.
Child, yo, oh my. Okay, we got through part 1 through 6. It's late, you guys. My family is living in the background. Y'all make sure y'all smack that likety like button on the way out. Peppa is definitely delusional, and the way she told this story is something else. We're gonna talk about it in the morning, y'all. Bye, love bugs.